Welcome to the Chasing Brighter podcast.
You're about to go on a journey of self-discovery as we chase a brighter you. Every single week, we will bring you new episodes that will cover everything from lifestyle and tips to more serious conversations about grief, life, and hardships.
Allow this show to be a reminder to always keep chasing a brighter version of you. Let's get into it. Hi, thanks for joining us. Today's episode is about sharing with you guys our guide to rediscovering your passions. As life goes on, we prioritize work and many things over our own time. We spend time on our laptops. We stopped writing. We stopped painting. We stopped doing things we love. We get so focused on our day-to-day, making meals, taking care of kids, that we continue to lose ourselves. So this guide is our challenge to you to put work aside and work on a passion. Rediscover the thrill of holding a pen, doing some fun, creative things that you forgot that you loved. And you will find that you will feel more fulfilled and have more energy to get everything else done.
Yeah, I think this is so important, Kelly, because so many times when I'm seeing clients in my practice, they'll say, I don't even know what I like anymore. Nothing brings me joy. I don't have any hobbies. I'm not, again, finding joy in things. And so I think hopefully any of our listeners who may have had those fleeting thoughts over the past few years, like you said, we lose ourselves in our roles. And this is an opportunity for us to get out of that, shake things up, get creative, and rediscover our passion. So I think an easy way to start, and this is always my top tip, is going back to childhood. Answer the question, what did you enjoy doing as a child? I loved making friendship bracelets and crocheting. And those are really inexpensive hobbies, crafts, things to do. So I have just went and got a crochet hook. I've gotten a thing of yarn, a skein of yarn, or whatever it's called, and just started looping and making things. I periodically will get out the string and make friendship bracelets. What were things you enjoyed as a kid, Cal?
So I liked making friendship bracelets. I think that's a great idea. I should definitely try to do that. The other thing I loved was coloring, honestly. So I got myself an adult coloring book and got some colored pencils and just spending time to doodle and
Yes.
to do that. I think in some ways it feels very meditative to me.
Yes.
And I have a reel that I'll be posting too, Jess. I created one on that because I thought, you know what, that was a really cool one that doesn't take much. I think that's the thing with passions. And this is about rediscovering them. And our lives change. We are different people. And it is interesting to see if we can rediscover the things that we forgot.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so this is one of my favorite doodles. I did a reel for doodling. That's funny that you did a reel. Okay, this is my favorite doodle I'm showing Kelly.
Oh, that's cute.
When I was looking for books and things for Giovanni, there is a book that is already colored for you. There's a workbook that's already colored for you. And then you go and create the drawings on top of the colors. Is that interesting?
Oh, that's cute.
So I saw that and I got into watercoloring during COVID. And so I went back over, we have lots of art supplies at our house, and I just made rainbow stripes, watercolor down a page. Then I want to go over and doodle. It is fun. It is meditative and mindful. And even our book club book, Creativity and Gratitude by Amy Oistreicher, she has in there about how if you're feeling overwhelmed and don't know what to create, just doodling and seeing what comes out. So I like that.
Yeah. And those are easy things to pick up and do as well.
I think that what we can do is seek inspiration from others, right? Or tip 2, read books, listen to podcasts, watch shows that might ignite your passion. Anything that you've exposed yourself to recently, Kelly, that has sparked an interest or passion for you?
Yeah. So I watched a documentary on an artist. I don't remember what it was, but it was about art and design. And I really want to oil paint. I've never oil painted. But what I'm starting with is just a little painting pack. So we have like blank canvases here in the house, and I just jumped in. We have some paints around, and I started painting, and it's really hilarious. And I'm terrible. I'm a terrible artist. I also married an artist, so that makes it harder for me. The other thing
I don't
that
like
I,
you saying you're a terrible artist.
okay, I'm sorry.
Maybe you can say things aren't coming out on the
The way I
canvas
envisioned
that they
them.
are in your brain.
But I'm old enough to not care. I see Wes doing things in art where it doesn't come out the way he expected it, and he is like disappointed and ashamed of himself. And so trying to, as an adult, I don't care anymore about that.
Yeah.
We also bought the art dice. And so I've been also trying to
Yes.
inspire the kids to like lean into this as
To
well.
be more
But yeah,
creative.
so documentary is one recently that I watched that I didn't seek out, but sometimes I just wanted to watch something different. How about you, Jess?
Yeah, I follow. I'll have to find the name, but like I'm finding like my little watercolor.
Oh,
My
that's
I got
adorable.
for I don't know if you got this for Gabby or I got it. I think I got it for Gabby. It's a travel or you did a travel watercolor kit.
I
I
don't
actually
know.
have other watercolors, but I love this tiny little kit. And I will go on YouTube and search up watercolor. And also, there was an account I was following on Instagram that you watch people do watercolor, and it's just so amazing and inspiring to see. Also, you talk about meditative. I love watching what people can do because I think my little doodles are cute. And then, you just watch someone,
It's super
like
soothing
you
watching
said,
somebody make something.
yes. And like you said, I don't get down on myself for it not looking like that. I don't care either, but it's just inspires you to see, oh, okay, see how they're holding the brush or doing the things. I also love Pinterest, and it is Teacher Appreciation Week at our school, or has been Teacher Appreciation Week, and I love to be creative, and so I will go on Pinterest. And I think that's a great place to be inspired. Just I like for Pinterest, I just look at pictures and then make it
Yeah.
myself. I don't follow the like how-tos.
Yeah. I did the same thing because it's spring planting season, and I have a couple big containers in the front of the house, and I wanted to change up what I plant in them this year.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had been walking around looking at different gardens, but I actually ended up going to Pinterest and getting a couple different ideas of what plants I want to put in there in terms of design. I think part of this whole rediscovering your passions is it's not just for me to grab a bunch of plants and throw something in a pot. Part of this conversation is about being more thoughtful and
Intentional.
mindful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, intention want to do
Yeah.
because
Not just checking a box, but really being
yeah.
in that moment.
So I could say, "Oh, I'm a terrible gardener. My plants look terrible. Things didn't look right or whatever." But instead, I'm like, "You know what? I want things to look a little different, and I want them to look in a different style. So I'm going to be more thoughtful about how I plan it this year rather than just grabbing a bunch of stuff and planting it."
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Just being intentional.
Yeah.
I think I our third tip, if already you're like, guys, I can't even do that. Our third tip is get curious. I
Yes.
want you to go to a hobby or a craft store or Target or Walmart and walk around and just see what piques your interest. What are you gravitating toward? There are kits, there are things walking up and down and just touching things, looking at color, and kind of seeing if there is something that really piques your interest that you would like to try engaging in.
I love that. And I think that's how you know whether or not you are enjoying something or not. There's a lot of low budget ways that you can get into things and try to get creative, even around your house. Chances are you even have projects, or your kids have projects that maybe they never used or did, that you can get into. Even if you're sharing that with somebody else, that can be fun too.
Yeah, and also you can look up classes near you.
Yeah.
And we're talking about passions here. And so it can also be something physical, karate, tai chi, taekwondo, just classes, something that will ignite passion for you, learning some new physical movement.
It
Are
doesn't
you
have to
wanting,
be about a craft,
yeah.
right? It
Are
doesn't
you
have to be
wanting, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, it doesn't have to be about anything that requires a lot of creativity. It's trying something new,
Mm-hmm.
whether
Mm-hmm.
it's trying, like you were saying, trying different classes, just trying new things that will spark some of that and spark things that you enjoy.
I think when you allow yourself to be comfortable with the uncomfortable, that is where there is real growth. And so, is it learning a new skill? Is it that you do want to create something, right? What is it? Where can you put yourself in a different space? And it might be uncomfortable, but again, ultimately leading to personal growth.
Yeah. And I think the topic of this about rediscovering can also be about just discovering, right?
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
isn't necessarily something that you used to do that you love that you no longer do. That's definitely part of it. But the other part of it is about trying new things that maybe are like tangentially related to that. One of the things that I'm trying to do in terms of new things is I discovered I really like driving cars. I took a late women's racing or driving class last year where you learned what I think the normal person, the average person, Kelly would say is you learn to like race cars, even though you're not like racing them. You're just driving on a road track fast. But it was really fun. And so I've been trying to get more involved in that. And I ended up taking Brian with me this past weekend. We went to like a car event and he would not have done it if I didn't push him to do it. And it was, oh,
Mhm.
we drive in and I was like, oh my God, it's all men because it's like car stuff and there's all these men. And I was like, oh, wait, there's a woman, there's a woman. But that was fun. And we definitely did something we never would have done. And I'm
Was
really
it
trying
like
to,
a car show, like new cars where people were like letting you walk around and look at their car?
yeah, it was with the Porsche Club and it was
Okay.
all Porsches. It wasn't all because then everyone else came out their fancy cars. So it was any car. Like it was
Mhm.
just basically show up. This is my kind of car show. Show up in a parking lot of a coffee shop, park your car, walk around, see
Get a
other
cup of
people's
coffee.
cars, go
Mhm.
get some more coffee, check
Yeah.
out a pastry, maybe get a donut,
Yeah.
and then walk around a little bit more and then leave. So that to me was a very simple, that's the other part in talking about this is if you want to do something and we get overwhelmed with leaning in deep to something, take a step back, right? Take a step back and don't think about a different way. Say pottery. Like, I really
Mhm.
want to take a pottery class. I looked them up. They're all on Saturdays, and my Saturdays are consumed with kids' sports. There's no way I'll ever, it's 5 blocks from my house. I was like, oh, I'm going to take a pottery class. Can't ever do that until who knows when. So take a step back. What can you do? Buy buy some pottery and paint it or look online to get air dry clay and play around. There's a lot of different ways that you can tackle something that you want to try.
Do you remember? I'll look it up for you, Kelly. I know you're trying to get this amazing hair styling tool for your birthday, but our like Christmas toy list for 2023, there was a pottery wheel
Did anybody get it
and it was very
in our
inexpensive. And I was
families? Yeah.
reading the review. No, I was reading the reviews and everyone was saying that they were adults and they were using it
Okay,
and they
Jess, this
really
could be a
enjoyed it.
plug. This could be a plug for what you
Okay.
can get me for my birthday.
I know that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But then you won't be able to get your
Oh,
hairstyling
I
tool, but
think I have that. I think I
settled, that's all set up.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that might be in the
Um,
works.
okay. If you want to take a class like you're saying, how can you, if there's something that you're interested in, how can you follow up with that? And it may not be the way you visioned it, but trying to follow through with that.
Sorry, this is a weird day where like I keep saying things and you keep pausing. You're supposed to like talk over me.
Uh-huh. Are you going to say something?
I want to wait till you say something and then
I was going to move to 4, so.
I know,
Oh,
move to four.
okay. All right. Our fourth tip is the human connection piece, right? People in your tribe. Does anybody in your tribe or social circle seem really passionate about something? So try connecting with them and just being around that energy can be inspiring and contagious.
I love that. I think that is a really great idea. Getting to know, especially with your friends, getting to know them at a different level, maybe seeing
Mm-hmm.
them do something that you didn't know they could do.
Yes.
That's cool. I got to think about,
Yeah. So my friend Carrie started her own floral
oh,
business,
yeah.
and I thought about just having her do like a lesson. Just can you like if I buy the flowers, you show me how to put it together, or just like going when she's even like if she's going to be doing a wedding, an event, she's been doing some big events, like, hey, you're doing big event, can I like come and help you and just be around that energy?
Yeah.
And I think just doesn't again have to be anybody that's a creative, but if you know someone that's just right, super passionate and loves their jobs or loves whatever, like just being around them might just be inspiring.
Yeah. I think my husband, Brian, who is a designer, I love once in a while, I'll go into his office and see what they're working on. And they usually have big posters in the office about some of the projects they're working on. And it's really cool because you don't get to see what they do very often. And when you do, it is really cool. And it reminds you of, wow, they are very talented and
Yeah.
do a lot. This makes me think about some of my, I have a friend who's a graphic designer, and I need to see, I know she does some stuff on the side. I need to see what she's designing
Yeah.
and just to see what's going on in people's lives with that stuff. That's great. And it helps you maybe hold your friends and each other accountable too, in terms of not only friends to do what they're passionate about, but also asking them
Yeah.
like
Oh,
ideas, even from your friends. I'm like, hey, what would you like to do? What I remember one of my girlfriends, we always wanted to go paddleboarding. We never did. It was way too early in the morning and we never wanted to get up. But I think those are things I need to push through and really
yeah.
make time to try some new things with friends.
You and I are very excited and excitable and inspiring to others, but like when you're around maybe younger people who are starting new things, I think about our social media manager. We utilize Cassidy Lynn Social for our social media
Mm-hmm.
management, and my daughter interned with her over the summer, and she went and met with her at a coffee shop. And when they went, she was also there with Tony from Tony Patricia Photography, who does our all of our branding photo
Mm-hmm.
shoots. And so it was Tony and Cassie and Gabby would go meet them at a coffee shop and they would say, like, oh, these
Wow.
are the coffee shops we go to. So these were young women business owners, right? And so it was cool for Gabby to be around. And I just think they have a fun energy and they're trying new things, right? Like Tony moved, she moved to Texas. And so just talking with people who were excited and she moved and how she feels great about that and she likes where she's at. Again, just inspiring for you to try new things, right? Like maybe I don't want to
Yeah.
move across the country, but I want to go this new pastry restaurant.
One passion that we share is the love of food. And
Mhm.
we had Brian and I made time to go on a date this weekend. It's so nice. The kids are older. It's easier just to ditch them. We ordered them in some Grubhub and then we skedaddled. And we went to dinner at this Ukrainian restaurant. So there's a Ukrainian restaurant that's 4 blocks from my house called Trizub. And it's been there forever. And I have never gone. It has great reviews. And so I felt like trying something different. I also didn't feel like spending a bunch of money or worrying about a reservation. So we were able to walk right in 7 o'clock on a Friday, which few places you can do that, but I love finding those local neighborhood gems that you
Mm-hmm.
can.
Yeah.
And it was decorated very much in Ukrainian stuff like memorabilia. It was really neat. It was a beautiful vibe, wonderful service, wonderful food, amazing cocktails, amazing wine list. And it was a very pleasant experience. And it just reaffirmed just trying something different, getting out of your comfort zone. And my favorite thing, probably in the meal, was in the end of the meal, they instead of you like Italian, if you go to an Italian restaurant, sometimes you get a shot of limoncello. This was a shot of it was called Glory to the Ukraine, and it was like blue curacao and like some vanilla liqueur, and you
Mm-hmm.
shoot it. It was
Yeah.
very delicious.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was fun.
Did that inspire you to want to make any of the things that you had or like a
Oh yeah.
cocktail or oh okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. So the cocktails were very delicious. And I need to pull out the cocktail
I
recipe
keep
book.
saying I'd like to take a mixology class or something to learn
I've
some of those
threatened it
things.
too, and we haven't done
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
The other thing is we had this amazing vegetable. It was like a tomato salad, but it was like tomatoes, cucumbers, red peppers. I have all of those things, but
Yeah.
it was an heirloom tomato salad. So I ordered some, or I bought some heirloom tomatoes. I was like, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
make a simple tomato salad. So that's the thing, is it
Yeah.
helps get out of your rut of other
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
getting different ideas.
Totally. Our fifth and final tip for you is identify one joyful thing you can do each day. This reminds me because you mentioned the Every Girl. So the
Yeah.
Every Girl had a reel, and this girl, she was so cute. She was saying that her and her friend have a thing about saving the day. And it's something that you do for yourself that's really small. And they call each other and say, what'd you do to save the day? And so I love that. I love the idea of just, you know what, maybe just trying something that sounds good that day will help bring a little joy and inspire things for you. So, is it having a good cup of coffee? Is it going for a walk, watching your favorite show, talking with a friend? What can you do that would bring a little joy to your day?
I love that. I would ask, what did you do yesterday to save the day, Jess?
Yeah. Okay. I went to Pilates. I actually did a lot to save the day. Actually, let me tell you what I did yesterday to save my day.
You saved a lot
Um,
of your day. Yeah.
I saved. I was a superhero. Gabby goes up to batting up north, and like most of her teammates go to Shadow Ridge High School, and Shadow Ridge is in the playoffs. And her batting coach coaches a lot of those girls and a lot of the baseball guys too. So he asked Gabby if he wanted to go with her to the Shadow Ridge game. So we drove up there. He took her to the game. One of my really good friends, Leanne, her daughter is playing, right? And so I went to the Shadow Ridge game and I talked with my friend Leanne for an hour. And then I left and I went up and down the aisles of Trader Joe's just so slowly and looked
Mm,
at, got new things. Some of them I can't have, like this new brown butter caramel biscotti, which I can't
wow.
have, but Dominic and Justin like biscotti. And so seeing new flavors and new seasonal things, and then talking to the staff, like, what's new, guys? What should I try? And that was nice and delightful for myself yesterday.
Yesterday, I did go for a walk. It was beautiful in the morning. After, I felt like I was on a good run of being active. And then I was busy with work, mental load work, not
Yeah.
time work in some way. I feel like that's always how life happens. I realize I don't do things because I'm mentally blocked, even though I feel like I could probably make time for stuff. But I took a walk for 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
What was great about it, it was a beautiful morning. And one of my girlfriends was like at the park, like just sitting and chilling. And so it was
Nice.
great. I
You could
hadn't seen her in a
chat.
while. And so I got a chance to chat with her and catch up with her, which was really fun. And then the other thing I did was I made a new recipe, and it was chimichurri. I made chimichurri. I made like grilled chicken
Nice.
with chimichurri. That's
What's the
super
base
easy.
there? Is that cilantro?
Parsley.
Parsley.
It's
Okay.
parsley, garlic, olive oil, and a couple other things, but it
Yeah.
was super simple to make. I
Yeah.
made way too much of it. And I grilled. I'm now the grill person,
Nice.
because I'm tired of waiting for Brian to come home sometimes. I'm like, I just need to do it. So I got over. Do you feel like that sometimes with the grill thing, where you yield to the other person who's the primary griller, and then there's no reason why I can't grill. So I've been leaning into
Right.
that a little bit more.
Yes, I love that. When I was 6 months pregnant with Gabriella, I did burn all my arm hairs off. And so from the grill, they like curled and half of them burned off. And so then I was like, it wasn't like a division of labor thing. It was like, you're not allowed to use the grill anymore because I was like, I forgot whether you turn it on and let it sit or you turn the gas on and let it sit. And so I turned the gas on with the lid closed.
I've done that too.
And
I've
then
done
I
that too.
and then I turned
You
it
do
on
that
and
once.
turned the fire on.
Yeah.
But then I was like, excuse me, it's been more than a decade later with no more burned arm hairs. I too can use the grill again. So,
I
yes,
realized
I
I didn't,
am.
now that we're talking, I realized I didn't put the grill cover on it, and it did rain. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
need to go do that.
that's all right. That privilege might be taken away from you, Kelly.
I got to set my reminder to do that right now.
Yeah, no, but That's great though. It can be really simple. I think if you can live in the present, like you're talking about with intention and really focus and pay
Yes,
attention to what you're doing, that is also a way that we can also bring joy to simpler things, or that simple things can bring joy.
exactly. And again, intentional, thoughtful, saying, I'm doing this and I am enjoying this. And I'm going to take this moment of sharing some gratitude and taking some gratitude in that
Yeah.
moment, because that's part of this too. The whole purpose of us wanting to talk about creativity is in the month of May, and especially this episode, is joy and making you
Yeah.
smile and feeling
Yes.
fulfilled. And we get so wrapped up in life. Taking a moment to do something, even if it's like a couple minutes, can do so much to keep you going in
Yeah.
your day.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So hopefully you can try one or all 5 of
Yes.
these tips, and that will really spark some passion for you.
Yeah. Make a to do list and tackle it when you have time. Find your special time to reignite and rekindle some of these passions.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening today. Don't forget to subscribe so you can hear our latest episodes as soon as they drop.
If you loved today's episode, share with a friend. Come visit us on Instagram or Facebook. Make sure to give us a follow. We have lots of giveaways. If you want to know more about Kelly and I, read our blogs, find more tips, tools, and resources, check that out at chasingbrighter.com. Thanks.